I'm Dr. Diana Davenport, your Ivy League bookish aunt, who translates policy into plain English. Today, NPR's Trump versus Minnesota. This is a literary summary and analysis, what the piece says, why it matters, and where it sits in American history. The article centers on a single searing loss, Renee Nicole Good, writer, poet, wife, mother. In Minneapolis, she was shot and killed by an ICE agent. What followed is the true subject: power, process, and trust. NPR frames a stark procedural break, an FBI-only investigation, excluding Minnesota's own authorities. Shell casings, witness interviews, even the vehicle, walled off from state review. Transparency narrows, doubt widens. On the street, grief becomes chorus, a community pleading not just for justice, but for clarity. NPR's author uses restraint, presenting a mismatch: federal control versus local exclusion and the public's fraying patience. County Attorney Mary Moriarty, sidelined, becomes a chorus leader for transparency, not theatrics. The piece's mood is elegiac, but its thesis is institutional. If process fails, truth cannot stand. Then, the accelerant, President Trump's commentary from Air Force One, labeling Good a radical. Governor Tim Walz voices a foundational worry. Can we get a fair outcome under the heat of partisan speech? Here, NPR's structure is careful. Present the claim, then the counterclaim, then the cost to public confidence. DHS alleges an attempted ramming, an official narrative to justify the largest DHS operation ever in Minneapolis. Mayor Jacob Frey rejects that narrative as garbage, pointing to bystander videos that tell a different story. NPR lets tension speak, authority versus evidence, each tugging at the fabric of credibility. Linguistically, the article favors plain repertorial verbs, avoiding melodrama to let facts carry moral weight. That restraint is its ethic, a belief that sunlight is not a slogan, but a procedural right. Meanwhile, a family asks the oldest civic question: will the process honor a human life? NPR threads politics lightly, but precisely. The weight remains on access, evidence, and equal dignity. Context: Good's killing was the 9th firing incident by ICE agents since late 2025, 4 others dead. Geography broad, pattern troubling, a dispersed practice risks becoming a norm. A northeastern law expert warns, without independent oversight, accountability evaporates. Then the federal conscience blinks. Resignations, chiefs and deputies within DOJ's Civil Rights Division. On January 13, 2026, a dozen-plus federal prosecutors walk, including former acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson. In narrative terms, this is the article's Volta. The process is not merely flawed, it is contested from within. The street speaks in satire and sorrow. Institutions answer with silence and secrecy. The article keeps returning to the hinge: access. Without it, inquiry is theatre without a stage. Walz voices the audience's doubt. NPR frames the doubt as civic, not partisan. That editorial restraint is the article's integrity. It lets facts do the indicting. Renee Good, Colorado Springs to Old Dominion, an English degree, a working writer and poet. The article refuses to let her become a mere exhibit. It restores her as a person with pages and a home. Her family asks for peace, not pawns, for progress, not point scoring. Plot summary in brief: a killing, a federal-only probe, state exclusion, dueling narratives, cascading resignations. Literary verdict: NPR's author writes with cool temperature and moral clarity, trusting readers to connect the dots. Historical context: from COINTELPRO's Shadows to George Floyd's Summer, legitimacy hinges on shared evidence. As reported by NPR, Mary Moriarty put it plainly: disappointing, our residents want transparency. That is the article's most profound line, because it is the people's line: transparency or distrust. Join the My Digibooks family. Like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you won't miss anything. Tell us your favorite book, article, movie or song in the comments so we can review it. I'm Dr. Diana Davenport. Thanks for watching. See you next time.